Hello everyone, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're in here for another short flight, about an hour, I want to say, probably flight. We're at Entebbe International Airport in Entebbe, Uganda, serving the capital of Kampala. And we're going to be flying today to Juba International Airport in Juba, South Sudan. There's a couple, it's kind of weird, in Flight Simulator and I think Navigraphs and everything, it's Hotel Sierra Sierra Juliet, which I have on there. But then SimBrief was forcing me to use Hotel Juliet Juliet Juliet, so I don't know what's going on with the airport code for Juba International. This flight is based on Uganda Airlines 120, which is flown using a CRJ 900. I wanted to do this flight with a CRJ 700, that's the biggest one I have right now. Aerosoft hasn't come out with the 900 yet. But the Uganda Airlines livery that I had kept crashing the game. And so unfortunately we're not able to do the CRJ flight. But we will be getting those hopefully in the future. Or we'll at least be doing some flights in America with it, because those are more common there. So instead I'll be using the Airbus A330-300 from Project Megapack with a Uganda Airlines livery created by Carl Levx. And there's links below. I'm using the compatibility to get the FlyByWire A320X cockpit functional in the A330 port here. So 2 A330 flights in a row. So let's get inside the plane. Oops. At Uganda here, Entebbe here is a handcrafted airport that comes with, I think comes with just the base version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Might come with a premium. I can't remember. Of course, we got the thunderstorms, even though the weather has cleared up. Wonder if, yeah, indoors isn't really modeled too much. And the jetways don't work, so it's kind of weird. It's a weird handcrafted airport. So let's do our checks, make sure our parking brake is set, flaps and spoilers are retracted, engines are in the off position. The idle, we're in idle for the throttle. Ignition is at normal. Wipers are off. Gear is down, landing gear is down. Nose wheel steering, anti-skid is on. So we can make sure comms are off. Turn on our batteries. Make sure our power is connected. There we go. Alright, strobe lights set to auto. Gears 1, 2, and 3 for our navigation. Do our engine and APU fire tests. All's good. We already have our displays set up. I didn't do the first officer. There we go. Seatbelt signs and no smoking. Emergency lights armed. And let's get the passengers coming on. We'll use Pack X again. Here for that. Our flight career mode. Our flight number is going to be Uganda 120. It's pulling SimBrief. I put in the wrong flight number. Looks like it's going to be 1 hour 50 minutes, but we'll put 1 hour in. 245 passengers for this flight. Cruising altitude 40,000. We have no boarding music or custom safety brief, and we'll do snacks and drinks. And we'll do an in-flight entertainment system. Okay, so it doesn't like that code, so we'll do that. There we go. All right, passengers. Hey, it's Johnny John. Good to have you in here. All right, what's that thudding going on there? While they're closing doors. Let's get our IFR clearance. Also, we're gonna...
Ground crested 120 heavy IFR to Juba ready to copy. Crested 120 heavy is cleared to Juba Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 35 climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure frequency is 128.5 squawk 1557.
Of course, they're having us take off the opposite direction. As always, from what we thought we were going to do. That's alright.
Takeoff runway 35 climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure on 128.5 squawk 1557. Crested 120 heavy, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Alright, what's awesome is that now with Navigraph, you can actually install Navigraph charts right into Microsoft Flight Simulator. There we go. So I don't have to be pulling over the charts from the other screen. I can just put it right here, and I can read stuff off right from it. So we need to change. We're going to be taking off runway 35 instead of 17. Let's see if there's a SID for that. And there is. I don't really need to do that. Well, we'll put that in there for now. Okay, so... Alright, so we got... Let's get our... everything going here. Initial data request. At the same time, we'll get our performance weights and balances. Load our fuel. We have 13,000 on board now. Passengers, our payload should be 26,760 pounds. So we'll go right here. And we'll just kind of play with this. Try to get it where we want it. I usually do this before I get in the plane, but they were running a little. There we go. Add another 50. There we go. Perfect. Now we can go to our initial DAP page. We can actually do init request here for some reason. So it's really weird because sometimes it won't do that, and now it is doing that. I want to put flight number. Flight number's in use. No, it's not. Ugh, that's really annoying. Who's using that? That's my number. Alright, I think that should all work. Our cost index, just double check. Yep, cost index 10. Flight level 400. We actually don't need to put in all of our information now. Our block fuel is 18.14. Put 18.1. And our flight plan. Got UVBACs. And then so Uniform Victor Bravo Alpha X-ray, and then we have Airway Uniform Golf 656. You can see the same thing right here. And then we're gonna have our final will be the VOR. So you can see that the segment is on the airway. Actually, you can bring this up. There it is on the airway. Uniform Golf 656. We're gonna take that to Juba. And let's put our SID in also. Over here to our plan position. Just go through, check, make sure it all looks right, and it does. Go to performance page. Why is it already in climb mode? There's always something going on here. So now I can't even put in my takeoff stuff. Well, that's really weird. Huh. Yeah, it thinks I'm in the air for some reason.
I would love to welcome you aboard our flight.
So we can't even put in our takeoff speeds or anything, so I have to wing it, I guess. I swear, every time I do a flight, there's one thing that's kind of weird. Alright, predictive wind shear, so I guess we got everything we can do there. Predictive wind shear on. Cockpit door locked. Close that for now. Our parametric reference.
Emergency exit row. Please review the exit seating responsibilities in the safety chart provided for you. Please make sure that you are able and willing to perform these actions. If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be received. Now's the time to get out any last-minute text messages if you need to, but we ask that once you depart from the gate, put away any laptops or tablets. Thank you and welcome aboard. 2.10 UNH 29.
Alright, got what I need there. Flight director is both on. See how they're doing boarding.
Can we get a boarding status? We're still boarding. Let us know if you need anything.
We're ready up here if we can finish the boarding process a bit sooner.
We'll see what we can do. No promises.
We go up here, turn on our fuel pumps. Through oxygen supply, checking for white lights. Any switches we need to turn here. Nav logo light. Seatbelt signs can be on now because we have been fueled. And we're going to start up our APU. Alright, APU is available. Turn the APU bleed on. See on our electrical page, it is available for power. Yep, only 50 minutes looks like it's gonna be. Yeah, basically all the flights I've been doing right around here have been pretty short. I think from Juba to Nairobi will be probably an hour, close to that too. And then Nairobi over to Bangui, Central African Republic will be a little bit longer, and hopefully we'll start getting just a little bit more length in the flight. But not a terrible thing. And like I said, I'm planning on one of these days, probably Sunday, to do a UPS flight from Hong Kong to Cologne, which is about 11 hours. So there'll be a long one in there in the 747 cargo plane. And possibly mixing in some VFR flights as well. Yeah, the persistent Microsoft Flight Simulator lightning and thunder, even though it's pretty clear right now. Alright, we're ready to go, so we can disconnect our external power.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 120. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour.
Our
Please note
beacon
the
light.
doors now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane
The
mode
APU
and
is
your
now
weather devices are
supplying
now
the power
shut
to the
down and
plane.
stowed. If you have not already, please
Tug.
fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seatbacks must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare doors for departure, cross-check, verify straps, and stand by for all calls.
Taking off runway 35, so let's pull up the chart. There we go. A little weird with the in the game here. So we're gonna need to go all the way down Bravo. We're gonna turn left here as he pushes us out. Parking brake released. Getting pushback. And we can start our engines. So to ignition. Starting engine 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your complete attention to the flight attendants as they demonstrate the safety features of our aircraft.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Notice the light illumination
I did a few test flights just to get a feel for it. I haven't flown. I really haven't flown the 747 much.
fasten insert evacuate the aircraft, or gliding on the floor to guide you towards the exit. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen
Yeah, really
mask
weird
drops
sound
from
going
it.
on there.
To start the flow of oxygen,
For the startup.
pull the mask towards you, place it firmly over your nose and mouth, secure the elastic band behind your head, tighten the straps if necessary, and breathe normally.
You can see this shows us right where we're going. It's really helpful if you're not sure.
If you're traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist
Alright,
others.
starting engine
Keep your
1.
mask on until a member of the crew advises you it is safe to release it. Unlike the event of a flight
You can see generator 2 is powering and generator 1 is coming up once the engine gets going. We got our transponders set. I'm just jumping ahead a little bit here while we monitor the engines. Arm our spoilers. Flaps to 1. I'm going to go outside and get a good shot of this. Flaps coming. There we go. Alright, so we can cut the APU, turn on our taxi and runway turn off lights, spoilers, flaps, Parking brake, weather radar. There. Release the parking brake. Get our taxi clearance first.
Ground crested 120 heavy with India ready to taxi IFR. Crested 120 heavy taxi to and hold short of runway 35 via taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
Ground crested 120 heavy with India ready to taxi IFR.
Crested 120 heavy taxi to and hold short of runway 35 via taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
Taxi hold short runway 35 via taxiway Alpha. Crested 120 heavy.
Probably not. I mean, Prepare 3D is, I mean, it's a little bit older. It's kind of a step back, in my book from, you know, at least the graphical quality of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And if I was looking at something, I mean, I already have X-Plane, so if I'm really concerned about flight model or something, you know, and I, you know, just couldn't stand being in Microsoft Flight Simulator more, I just go back to X-Plane. And X-Plane is still on my system too, so I could always load it up and see. I know they're doing some graphical updates and engine updates and stuff. Definitely looking like they're working towards X-Plane 12. And I'm sure that will look a lot better. I don't know if it'll be able to challenge Microsoft, because Microsoft Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator is able to pull this data from Bing and everything and create this world like that, whereas X-Plane is just giving you that generic world to fly in, and you can go in, put your ortho photos and all that. And I think the same thing with Prepare 3D. Definitely the planes that are there available right now, there's a lot more available to get. But I mean, PMDG is going to be coming out with their, you know, their line of 737, 747, the 777, and I'm not sure which plane I'd want to get out of that one. I'd probably start with getting the 777 or the 737, because those planes are not available in Flight Simulator yet. There is a workable 747. Obviously, the PMDG would blow it away, but
Entebbe Tower, crested 120
oh, come on.
ready for departure IFR to Juba.
All right, well, we learned how to do this, how to fix this problem. We just have to reload the plane. So let's go to general options. I forget the key to go to developer mode. But we just go to developer mode. Let's see, what do I do? Aircraft selector. A330, and we are in the Ugandan Airlines. We're going to load that. You can see our plane has disappeared. It's reloading us. Apply and save. Resume. Okay, we got everything. But all of our screens are black. Do I have to start all my engines up again? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. There, it's coming back. Luckily, it didn't happen in the air again. We've had this happen a few times where everything just disappears. Looks like everything is where it needs to be. We'll just double check the flight plan. Okay, so the flight plan has reset completely our init data. Well, let's go back. So we're gonna have to reset our flight computer, it looks like. Yep. Oh, fun. Yep, fuel is, everything's just reset, which is so annoying. Load that. Our payload is all messed up. What is it, 17? Take 1,000 pounds off. There we go. So yeah, if you ever have that issue, just go to developer mode, reload the aircraft. Some stuff might not come back. You'll have to, some of this stuff you'll have to reload into your flight plan. Flight number 4. It's like, okay. See if I can do flight number 10. Flight number still in use. All right. Request. I want to do. We'll do 121. Got our cost index. Initial page. Oops. Now the pages have all changed. I don't know. Where's this? Oh, 0 fuel weight. It's right there. The whole page is different now. Fuel on board. That's not the fuel on board, though. The fuel on board is... Oh, why didn't it change the fuel on board? Oh, this is just crazy. How finicky this simulator can be, though. There we go. Yeah. Okay, initial page 2. Oh, again, a whole different thing. Okay. Everything's looking right. We do have our flight plan in here. And our departure, runway 35. Insert. All right. Should be good. Okay. Performance page. Actually, we can do our performance page now. That's nice. We're doing flaps 1. I'm not going to do a flex takeoff. Rotate speed is going to be 142. V2 is 145. All right. Transition is 7,000. And once we get taken off, I'll show you where that is. Where you get that transition altitude. All right. We have been cleared for takeoff. Yeah, I haven't checked it out. I mean, from what I've heard, yeah, it looks like it's a real step down in quality for captain for that company right there. 'Cause they used to do good stuff. It looks like we're ready for takeoff. Our config Let's double check that. Yep. All right, we're gonna go throttle to 40%. Stable. Take off. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Are you kidding me? Oh, you can't. What is going? Oh man. This plane. I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's like it just decides some time of the day. It just decides we're not gonna. It's not gonna work. Okay, there we go. It's just not loading quickly up today. All right, we're gonna go autopilot.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Uganda Airlines 121 Heavy.
Thrust climb. You could hear the flaps going up there, retracting. Yeah, but the Captain Sim 7, the 777, that definitely, yeah, it glitched again, but I guess it loaded in, so it's just taking, it's just slow for some reason. All right, go to standard. Off our runway turn off and our nose light. Yeah, it glitched out. All the buttons glitched out, but then they loaded back in. So I don't know why the loading stuff is kind of struggling to load in and out. Yeah, why is it saying oh, come on. I wanted crested there. Now it switched to Uganda Airlines. All right, so kind of the lesson is if you want to keep your actual call sign, you want to not use that import sim brief stuff because it kind of messes that up. We had crested before. That's the actual call sign. Unfortunately, can't do anything there. I think. Yeah, we want to get our IFR clearance here.
Entebbe approach Uganda Airlines 121 Heavy 8 miles west of Hotel Uniform Kilo Juliet. Request IFR to Hotel Juliet. Ready to copy.
Well, we got it off the ground. Looks like we're doing okay now. Hopefully, we don't lose the buttons permanently later on. Once we pass 10,000, we'll turn off our landing lights. Over there's Kampala, which is the capital of Uganda. Yeah, there's a number of those that Becode or whatever that one was for the 737 MAX. That's a scam. Anything like they look like good prices, right? I mean, $20, $30. Those are nice prices, but unfortunately, they're not really quality. Not much quality to them, and so you might as well you know, you're just getting a rehash. Like that 737, they just took the 787 premium version, the flight computer and stuff and the screens, and they put it in there. I think there's some A320. They didn't even bother going in and changing like what the engine type was, so you're still seeing it's a 747 engine or 777, 787, whatever it was. That's the same thing with the captain sit now. I don't know what the Breco node or whatever the 737, that one I've never heard of, but Captain Sim sounds like, you know, this is kind of a weird thing that they did there. And a lot of these companies, there are a lot of companies right now just kind of throwing out products without really putting much work into them. Again, the Aerosoft CRJs, really good. I'm sure there's a few things that need some work and they'll be worked on, but otherwise they were fully formed quality aircraft. But but so far it's like I was talking about this on the last live stream. It's like I was looking for some Embraers, because this flight is actually not this flight, but the next 3 flights, which are all Kenya Airways, they're flown with Embraer 190s. And I was trying to see, hey, is anyone working on releasing an Embraer series? And in fact there is. Vertricol, who did the models back for FSX for the ATRs that we flew a couple times, they are developing Embraers. They have an Embraer 170 and 175 and then 175 with wingless. They're selling that for just under $30, but it looks like they just ported over the models from Flight Simulator X from 16 years ago. And like even again, the FMS and everything is just stock right out of the game here, right out of Flight Simulator. And so it says like, oh, this is the FMS for the A320 or something. It's like, well, put a little bit more effort in. And even in their release for what they said it was, it's like, oh, you're getting a budget plane. This is, you know, keeping flight simmers and casual flyers in mind and giving them an affordable option. And it's like, I'm all for affordable options. I'd love it if I could buy a, you know, get some of these planes for $5, you know, or for free if you can get a good, you know, but you want quality. And I think you charge anything over $5, $10. You charge anything, in fact, for anything. You should be producing a quality product and not, you know, putting it out there and saying, you know, like their press release said it was like, this is not a study level aircraft. It's like, okay, you don't have to make a study level aircraft, but make it that it's functional and looks like what the real aircraft looks like, and most of the buttons work. Yeah, you're not going to be able to, you know. But it wasn't even that. It was, you know, just taking stock things. The textures look like it's right out of 2004. So, and again, this plane has a few of those issues because it is ported over from FSX, and everyone knows that. It's free. You know, this is not. You know, if you really want to get an A330, you know, you're really interested in flying that. You're going to look for that payware, and you're going to find that quality payware. Same with the 7. You know, I think there's a freeware port of a 737 over from FSX, but it's not that great. Like the ATRs, I'm not flying those a lot because, you know, the same with the Bombardier Dash 8, you know, all those. It's just, yeah, they look on the outside like it, but inside they're functionally not there, and textures are awful. And, you know, I'm in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I want to fly Microsoft Flight Simulator levels. Really cool is I can just pull this up for you guys now without having to slide it over from the other screen. In fact, I might as well just turn Navigraphs off on the other screen. You see, we are making our final turn to get on UBEX. We could have just come out straight here. Took the SID just for the fun of it. Really, we could have just gone straight out on Uniform Golf the whole way. See, it's tracking where we're going. Get a world map, you see what's below us. Once we get onto the airway, on our left is going to be Lake Albert. In fact, that's in front of us. See, now I can keep this up and look around, which is nice. So basically right in front of us is going to be Lake Albert right now. And then off this direction, kind of start seeing it, is going to be Lake Kyoga. Okay, and actually Lake Albert, that's going to be the river that Juba is on. What river is that? I thought I saw it. There it is. Bar al Jabal. This is actually nice. It'd be a nice place to have a flight tracker right there. I was thinking it's like it'd be nice to have, so you guys can see our flight as we go. Zoom out, see where we are in Africa. I like that. I think I'm going to put that right there for us. Yes, Pack X is running. Still in our climb. Let's turn off the seatbelt sign. We're almost at cruising. Let the passengers get up for a little bit. Won't be long. Oh, I know why they're being annoying about that. I haven't asked for an increase yet. Get up to 40,000, they'll just clear us. Once they realize we're already up here. Yeah, see, now at least it's willing to give us flight level 300. I'm a little grumpy that we lost our call sign there. I like Crested. That's the call sign for Uganda Airline. Crested. We're supposed to be Crested 120, but I don't know why. Why it sometimes say that plate numbers in use. Keep day mode on there. It is day. data because we're already getting that because we're close. Well, it was there. What's really cool is now I can do this all. This right here next to us. Put it over here. Alright, so first thing, we need to go into performance. Actually, we need to go in here, get our weather data. Sadly, we don't have the printer, so I'll have to make sure I have something to write this down on once we get it. Alright, that's the matter. And of course, station's not available. So, what I do in a situation like this is I go to medartaf.com. Throw that up over here. Got everything running on here. I wonder if it's because, yeah, see, it doesn't know that airport. There we go. It's 14 days old, though. Of course, the nearest one is... Alright, so we really don't have much to help us on. We'll just leave that performance data empty. Not the end of the world if we don't have it right now. But we will go back to that and put in what we do have. And that's going to be our transition altitude. We're going to go right here. Click on the airport, if I can get on there. There we go. Click on charts. Make those smaller. Yeah, I bet they're going to give us VOR, this one. Actually, we can do this. Overlay it. Pretty cool. And what we are looking for is our transition altitude, 6,000 feet. So 6,000 feet. Then our minimum is going to be right here, straight in landing, 2,000 feet.
Uganda Airlines 101 heavy descent and maintain flight level 320. Descent and maintain flight level 320 Uganda Airlines 101.
Starting our descent. Let's get those seatbelts on for the passengers. Well, there's our minimum. It's 504 feet above the runway, which our runway is at 1,496 feet. Right now I'm going to put in that VOR information too. It's telling us get that information. I don't have it, unfortunately. What I do have is the VOR frequency. I'll at least get this in. It'll be the same either way. We'll have to change the course depending which way they want us to go. The course for this one coming in the direction we're going right now, north, is going to be 313. There we go. Of course, they'll probably give us the ILS, or they'll have us completely come around, go the opposite direction. They always do. Pull that up again. Kind of get an idea where we are, what we're coming up on. Right here, that's going to be Nimili, Laropi, right ahead of us. Some other things I like to look at when I have that VOR chart up is to see what flight level we need to be at. So here, this flight plan, you're going to come into the VOR and then come back out. That's one possibility. You don't have to do that. I think you can cut it off and you can come right in there. But if you're going to the VOR, you need to be at 4,800 feet. Once you get right here, you need to be at 3,200 feet. You need to keep that in mind. That's because it's got us going to... I wonder if they're...
Uganda Airlines 121 heavy descent and maintain flight level 200.
Send and maintain flight level 200. Crested 120.
Uganda Airlines 121 heavy.
Yeah, we have no star approaches, so let's see what they give us. We looked at that message, or we sent it. Yeah. Why is it? Huh. Usually once you view it, that company message sign goes away. Of course, runway 13.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors. Visual runway 13 approach. Uganda Airlines 121 heavy.
I want to do the VOR.
Uganda Airlines 121 heavy with light
Works perfectly, we're already going there. So our, again, remember, make sure to set your heading right there, because whenever I always get, it always decides to start going in circles.
Expect VOR DME runway 13 approach via Juliet Uniform Bravo transition clear to Juliet Uniform Bravo Uganda Airlines 121 Heavy.
Right, arrival VOR 13 via the VOR JUB Juliet Uniform Bravo. Insert that, and that should take us in nicely. All right, so now we can go back to here. Just going to adjust a little bit. I want to go back to our performance page, double check that, yeah, see on this one, the minimum is 1930 feet. Again, at the VOR, we need to be at 4,800. That's what they've cleared us to. Once we get out on the loop, we need to be at 3,100. Then at 5.1 miles out. At 5.1 miles out from the VOR, right there, that's where we begin our 3-degree descent into the runway. So VOR is, you track that VOR, and then we're going to go out at 329 degrees. Now the flight computer has that. I'm going to put that in too, just to be safe. And then our course, now we have to change that too on our radial. So we have the frequency, but our course, we're coming in the other direction, 124. Which interestingly is not 180 degrees, completely opposite from 313.
Uganda Airlines 121 Heavy contact Cartoon Center on 124.07. Going to 124.7 Uganda Airlines 121 Heavy. Cartoon Center Uganda Airlines 121 Heavy is at 12,700 feet, descending 4,800 feet.
Uganda Airlines 121 Heavy Cartoon Center QNH 29.9 continue to Juliet Uniform Bravo as planned.
Yep, we're on our final approach. We're going to be going to the VOR, so we're going to get to the airport, and then we're going to loop around, come in runway 13. Oops, that's not the map I want. I want the good one. That's our course. We're going to come in, then we're going to continue 329 degrees, do a loop, and in on runway 13, VOR landing. We're on our final approach to the VOR. VOR rose. So the plane slowed down to 250. We need to turn on our landing lights. just about to where we're gonna, our transition level was 6,000. You see, we've got a max speed there, 230 degrees. I'm going to try to get slowed down there. Just makes everything much easier. I've enjoyed doing VORs lately. You do have to manually input that 3-degree descent, but it's much easier for you. You don't really, you can line yourself up. It's a lot more of a manual kind of landing. And if you've been burned by the flight computer a few times, you kind of want to take control of the stick a lot sooner than later. Alright, so we're going to be going over the city of Juba. The airport's on the north end. So as we're coming into the VOR, we'll get a look at the city, and then coming in for our landing, won't have much to be distracted by coming in. Few buildings, little neighborhood, what's it called? High New Site. Okay. Yeah, we'll actually be coming in from northwest, and we'll be going southeast to land. Oh, gotta love that. Why did the sim link just die? There we go. I'm gonna say it's still running. Hey, now we're almost on the chart. See the river, reflections on it too. Really nice. I hate the sound of this engine when it's like idle. I need that stuff lined up right there.
4,800 feet.
Uganda Airlines 121 Heavy Juba, approach QNH 29er.9er1, continue to Juliet, uniform Bravo as planned.
So our landing speed is 128 knots. So we want to try to maintain about 133 as we're coming in before we do a touchdown. Yeah, I like that they I was gonna say I wanted to look at it, but it's not out yet. Yeah, they modeled it and everything for bringing it over here. I don't know how the porting process works to bring stuff over from Flight Simulator X, but you know, yeah, they definitely have the right landing gear for this plane. I enjoy it. I think it it's almost easier the bigger. I mean, I watch the channel 74 Gear. It's a 747 pilot. He does a lot of cargo flights, and even said that it's easier. It's almost easier to fly a bigger plane in the sense that it doesn't respond to your inputs so crazy. So, you know, with the A330-300, I put an input in, and then suddenly I'm off course. Whereas this one, I can kind of jiggle the flight stick a little bit and get where I need to be because it's so lumbering. And that 747 is sort of the same way, where it just kind of it just seems to flow a little bit better. Yep, Kelsey. I always like to learn some new stuff on that channel. All right, going over Juba again. The amazing, just pulling in, and I mean this is all basically auto gen, being pulled in from whatever source they have for this area, and it looks like it should look. I mean, that looks like this city. I'm sure there's some, you know, a landmark here or there that's not 100% accurate. Well, here we are coming right over the VOR, right over the airport, and we're gonna kind of take a little turn here and then go out. Probably around there is where we're gonna come back. Yeah, I'm trying to. It doesn't sound right, but I think it's just it's harder to screw up your inputs as much. Maybe, I don't know. You can. It takes more input to get it to do what you want it to do, and so you know the sensitivity isn't as high. I mean, obviously on a smaller plane, you move the stick a little bit, and you're instantly moving. I can't remember what he said, but I get that feeling. But when I fly these bigger planes, it's a little bit easier. It just seems a little bit easier to land, even though, like, when I first get in the plane and I'm like, oh man, I gotta land this big giant thing. Now, 747 is a different beast because you're actually on the second deck. I kind of forgot that, so when it said 10. You know, the landing, it called out 10 feet, and I'm thinking, oh, it didn't look like I was at 10 feet. And then, bam, my landing gear hit when I was doing a test landing in the 747 just to get a feel for how it works and what I have to all do. What'd be really nice is if Flight Simulator would implement a native replay mode like X-Plane had. I don't want to have to pay for a replay mode. I mean, I already feel like that's something that should be in the simulator itself, considering I paid $80 or whatever for it.
Airlines 121 Heavy, you are 7 miles northwest of Hotel Juliet, Juliet, Juliet. Contact Juba Tower on 118.4 when inbound on the approach.
Alright, we need to remember we need to get down to 3,100 feet here on this loop.
121 Heavy. Juba Tower, Uganda Airlines 121 Heavy, 8 miles northwest, inbound for DME runway 13 approach.
Uganda Airlines 121 Heavy, Juba Tower. QNH 29 Cleared for DME runway 13 approach.
Cleared VOR, DME runway 13 approach, Uganda Airlines 121 Heavy.
And at 5.7 miles out, and we can read that right there. We're at just about the 10.7. Making our turn. Looks like it's going to take it a little sharp here. And I don't think I can adjust. Yeah, I can't adjust the banking on here. You can see how it kind of really tight. Not as big of a loop. Hopefully it gets lined up. Put this on and we'll see. Arm the spoilers. Do a cabin check. Takeoff lights on, nose light on. Turn that off for now. I think this thing kind of weighted. We'll see if it. We're probably gonna have to wiggle back. We're gonna be too far to the right. It weighted too long. Go flaps 2. And so if that arrow is to the left, That means we're too far. We need to push the plane more to the left. We're too far to the right. And so it's gonna have to come back now. See on the map where it went. Just a little bit. Looks like we have time. Once I get to 5.7, I have to start basically set it about right there for 3-degree descent. Where are we going? Runway's way over there. The VOR is kind of... Oh no, there's the runway.
Uganda Airlines
They have 2 runways here?
193 at 4. Cleared to land runway 13.
Clear to land runway 13 Uganda Airlines, 121 heavy.
Started descent. Yeah, I feel like we're going towards the... Yeah, the VOR was leading us towards the taxiway.
1,000.
So, actually, VOR visual's a better idea here. Alright, go flaps full. Yeah, VOR doesn't get you to the runway. No lights either to help with the...
Above. 400. Minimum 300. $50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 10, 5.
Uganda Airlines 121 heavy exit runway when able.
Oh, it's set like the max auto brakes, that's why.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 4:52 p.m. and it's currently about 25 degrees Celsius.
Well, we got landed. It was taking us into the... It was taking us in to go land on the taxiway there. I'm glad I caught that. Otherwise, you know, that's why visuals sometimes.
Final destination. Thank you for flying with us. If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure a smooth continuation of your journey.
Uganda Airlines 121
Alright, so we exit at Echo. Let's see if we can get some ground here.
123.9er, Ugandan Airlines, 121 Heavy.
Alright, looks like we have our pick of where we want to park. Not a ton of options, I mean, but we'll go in over here. Yeah, I'm trying to get better with landings. This A330, the sound pack for it, kind of scary though, the sound it makes when you hit. Sounds like you're crunching the gears. Alright, parking brake set. Taxi light, runway turn off light, APU bleed on. Strobe light we can turn off, beacon light we can turn off right now because we're going to roll back the engines. I shouldn't have killed all the power. Alright, we got our external power. Turn off the APU bleed. I don't know why we don't get a end flight little thing there. Let's get some stairs, jetway, something. Yeah, it's one of these airports where you're just not, there's nothing showing up. So hopefully the passengers will get off now. We can turn off the seatbelt. Got the wing light. Fuel pumps. Crew supply. Navigation. And passengers should be getting off now. Not much we can do about that. Alright, let's jump over to, not Navigraphs, but Volanta. While I'm in Volanta, let me do something else at the same time. There we go. Alright, so we're the first person to arrive here today. You can see our flight. Take the SID out. Come in. Not a great curve done by the autopilot. And we adjusted nicely. It got on course just fine. There we are. Ooh, good landing rate. Yeah, 186, 187 about. 1.18 for the G-force. Flight time 55 minutes. Fuel burn 7,320 kilos. Landing speed 122, a little bit slower. I think we were supposed to be, what, 125? But pretty good. Pretty good. All I do. Alright, here's our map for our world flight, our world tour, and we got South Sudan right there. And now we've got the flag in, so we're filling in Africa. Next time, I always have to debate, like, if I just want to do a flight right direct or if I want to go back to Nairobi. I think we'll go to Nairobi and we'll do a real life flight. We'll try it. We'll see. Because doing a flight from Nairobi over to Central African Republic would be a little bit longer flight. So we'll see. We'll see what I do. But we're getting there on Africa. We got basically the whole eastern section filled in now. Alright, passengers are deboarding.
How many more passengers do we have back there in the cabin?
We're still deboarding.
Now we can see them getting off. And we'll just end the flight here so we can see what they have to say. Slightly ahead of schedule. Soft landing. I usually get that hard landing one. Here's a soft landing. And it's all positives. Alright, well, thanks for coming along on this flight. Next flight, I'm not exactly sure. I'm thinking, my plan right now is to go from here back to Nairobi, and then Nairobi to Bangui in the Central African Republic. But keep your eye out for that next stream. Might be tonight, or I might do... definitely tomorrow, there'll be at least one stream tomorrow. I think probably only one stream tomorrow, but we'll see. Maybe I'll do a VFR flight later today. So keep your eyes out. Always flying. Got a lot of free time right now. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. It's Johnny John. Like the video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when I am going live or a video has dropped. And until next time, keep the blue side up and take care.